GA GN Degens, Diamond Hands, and everybody in between. And welcome back to the Door Show! The Diamond Hand Media Group and my friends, ladies and gentlemen. I am your humbled, honored, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Cap and Colt Stroka. You see it down there at Cap and Colt on Twitter. Give me a follow if you don't already, and follow the aforementioned Diamond Hand Media Group at the DHM Group on Twitter as well. Can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, hang out with your boy. Today's special guest of the day, who I've been trying to get on this show for a long time, and today, Monday, December the 19th, is finally the day, and Do Our Own Reasearch together. No DYOR over here, hence the door. My friends, before we open the door and dive into the hottest topics from around the world of Web3 and beyond, a couple of items I need you to do for me. Item number one, please take a quick second to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently ingesting the Door Show on. If you're watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell down there as well, so you never miss the start of a live show or any additional content dropping here on the channel. Or if you're watching on the Bird app, make sure you hit that follow button and that notification bell over there too. Then slide on over to YouTube. I'll tell you why here in just a minute, but make sure you hit those two aforementioned buttons so you never miss any of the DHM social media content. Or
if you are listening to this podcast on your favorite podcast directory, this is your Cap and Colt speaking. And if you do not already, make sure you hit that follow button and that like button and all of that stuff, however you get your shows, as the audio of every episode of this here Door Show releases after each live show is complete.
Next item up on deck, you could be so kind, you can find it in that big old diamond hand of heart of yours. To do so while you are watching today's show, make sure you hit that other like button, hit that retweet, leave me a comment, leave me a rating. Just jump on over yonder in the live YouTube chat, not on Twitter, because I can't see the comments. And that is one of the two key reasons why I tell you to slide on over to YouTube. Number one is how we start every show, by saying GM, hey, hi, hello to all the members of the Diamond Hand fam right over there next to me on the screen. And number two, it is how me and you stay in constant contact throughout the duration of each and every show. And maybe sometimes number three, it's how you can simply enter into the daily giveaway of the day, or Door Show giveaway of the day, less daily now, but you simply comment the secret phrase of the day. No liking, no retweeting, no sharing, no nothing. Speaking of sharing, last but certainly not least, hit that share button. Send this on over to your brothers, sisters, mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, friends, enemies, neighbors, people who live on the opposite side of the damn globe as you, but you would refer to as a good old-fashioned diamond hand. Somebody who can handle the downs and the ups of the market, but while we're down here in the downs, they could use a little extra knowledge and insights, a little edutainment, if you will, a mental vacation at the Door Show. Can't thank you enough when you do all of those things. It only helps me make this show and all of the shows and this here brand, the Diamond Hand Media Group, bigger and better for each and every one of you. Excuse me. Woo! We back, baby, live in prime time. We here, what? Live in prime time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Hey, how you doing? It's episode 128. Whoo! Time flies when you're having fun. Holy cannoli. GM, everybody in the live chat. GM, if you're on Twitter, again, slide on over. I'm actually working on some stuff. Here's some alpha for you to be able to host a Twitter space while we're live on YouTube. So, I know I've been talking about that for a while, but I finally dove into some stuff this past weekend that looks like we might be able to do it. I still got a lot of research to do, a little trial and error, but you know, I'm always trying to improve, not just for me, but for you. Speaking of you, what's going on over there? Chris Ahumada, he didn't have to go 2 hours, 1 hour, 25 minutes early to the chat, and he still was numero uno. GM, Chris Ahumada. What's going on, my brother? Great to see you. Hope you're having a blessed day yourself. Can't thank you enough for always being in here, being the first one in the chat, and always supporting the show and all of the shows that the Diamond Hand Media Group pumps out. You the man, Jody Roberts, GM. Appreciate you stopping by. I'm ready for this show too. I've been trying to get Crypto Papi on for a hot minute. I am so excited that he finally had the time to do so. Can't wait for the second half of the show. DZ, GM, brother, what's going on? Hope you're having a great Monday yourself. This is going to be an absolute nuclear power plant. Hope you're locked in. Maybe you're driving the forklift. Maybe you're dodge, duck, dip, diving and dodging from your manager through the aisles of the warehouse. I don't know, but lightning bolt to you, brother. Godspeed. Adrenaline Junkie, GM, brother. Great to see you. Appreciate you being in here, man. Louise Sim, what's going on? Big old let's go. What's up, baby? GM. Appreciate you being in here. Open 24/7, 365. GM. Buku. One time for the one time. Thank God it's Monday. You doggone right. Not gosh, it's Monday. Thank God it's Monday. That's what I'm talking about, Moose the Monk. GM. Great to see you in here, my man. Jonathan Marconi, wishing you a great week yourself. PLP, little peace, love, and positivity. I even broke out the peace, love, and positivity mug. Shout out to you, my brother, always dishing out that PLP, not only here in the chat, but also on the Twitterverse. Shout out to everybody. I guess since I already got my coffee here, either if you're in the live chat, if you're on Twitter, come on over to YouTube. Once again, it's the last time I'm saying it today, wherever you're tuning in from, if you're listening to the recording, you're watching the recording, whatever it might be. Hey, if you're still sipping coffee, I don't judge you. If you're sipping it right now, cheers to you. Take your sip. I'll be right back. Woo! Oh, all right. I gotta be honest with you guys. I feel like I'm fucking 17 again. Look at this thing. I woke up this morning with the biggest fucking zit I've ever seen in my life. I said, what the fuck is going on? Am I going through puberty again? What the fuck is this? So I promptly blew that bitch all over the bathroom mirror. And now I'm left with this. So a couple of days, hey, I don't wear makeup. I ain't with that foo-foo shit. I ain't gonna put on makeup to get on a fucking podcast. What am I doing? I'm the real version of me. But hey, there's no avoiding it. I'm live on screen. I feel like I am 17 years old again with this big-ass fucking zit. What the fuck is this bullshit? Well, I mean, what the fuck? I mean, hey, NSFW, my balls dropped a long fucking time ago. What the hell is going on here? This is fucking ridiculous. Oh, shit. I couldn't believe it. I said, son of a gun, motherfucker. But hey, we'll get through it. Adapt and advance, ladies and gentlemen. Speaking of advancing, how about your national holidays of the day, famous birthdays, and your word of the day for this beautiful Monday, December the 19th, 2022. That is the 353rd day of the year. We are kicking off the 51st week of the year, ladies and gentlemen. 97% of 2022 is done and dusted. 2 holidays, actually more. For some reason, they didn't make the cut. The couple others that I'm going to mention here on this website. Don't know why, but it is National Hard Candy Day. So if you're going over to your grandma's house, she's got one of those bowls. Devour and celebrate. Maybe she made you some oatmeal muffins as well, or you got to go down to the little corner store bakery to get you some oatmeal muffins. But feel free to celebrate. Also, it is National Look for an Evergreen Day, which if you can't put 2 and 2 together, it's time to go get your Christmas tree. If you haven't already, go out to the damn tree farm, cut you one down, put it up in the house, maybe hang it upside down like our guy Jay Groove. Look up the meaning for that. Pretty powerful stuff. Number 2, it's National Harry Day. I don't know that we have anybody that's a member of the Diamond Hand fam with the name of Harry, but shout out to Harry if you're watching out there, or any Harrys for that matter of fact. Shout out Harry, it's your day. Celebrate. And, I already put it's National Oatmeal Muffin Day. So there you go. 4 holidays to celebrate today. If your name's Harry, you got to go cut yourself down a Christmas tree, slide on by grandma's house and get you some hard candy. Make sure you say Merry Christmas from that little dish on her corner table right there. I know you know where it is. And then before you get back to your house, make sure you stop by the corner store bakery and get your oatmeal muffin. You celebrated all 4 holidays. There you go. Happy birthday to some major people. Also, any members of the Diamond Ham fam celebrating today. Alyssa Milano. Shout out, Alyssa. I love you here at the show. You ever walk into a sense like, why did you say that? Shout out, Alyssa Milano. Would love to take you on a date sometime if you're watching this show. Probably you're not watching this show, so that's why I say it. It's like, what the hell? Well, what's the problem? I'm a big fan of Alyssa Milano. Hey, I'm just going to put it out there in the universe. But who's to say? Who's to know? Maybe she's married. I don't know if she's married. Whatever. It's also Ashley Flowers' birthday. If you don't know Ashley Flowers, she is a legendary podcast host. Shout out to that young lady. Cicely Tyson. If you look up her name, you'll know. Legendary actress. Chris Angel. I am the mind freak. I was a mind freak growing up. And boy, oh boy, did I have it all. I had the Chris Angel t-shirt, the medallion, the magic set, the hat. I watched the damn show every week. Whew, shout out to Chris Angel. Also, Delta Shepard. If you look that name up, you'll know exactly who that is. Same with Elaine Joyce. It's Jake Gyllenhaal's birthday. Janelle Evans. If you don't know who Janelle Evans is, that is Miss 16 and pregnant. You're high. You're high. You and Kiefer. You and Kiefer are high. You're high. Always high. All high. That's Janelle. The young lady is Janelle, not the one that was always. That's her mom. Janelle is the young lady. It is her birthday today. And also shout out to anybody else celebrating a birthday. Your word of the day before we get into the hottest topics from around the world of Web3 and beyond. Bobesh. Bobesh. B-O-B-E with an apostrophe C-H-E. Bobesh. A slightly cupped ring placed over the socket of a candle holder to catch the drippings of a candle. Used in a sentence without a bobesh. They carried the lit candles very carefully, dodging scalding drips of hot wax. Bobesh. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Not gentlemen. I gotta stick to it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're making it stick. Ladies and gentlemen, there's your national holidays, your word of the day, and your famous birthdays. It's time to get this proverbial podcast train leaving the station and chugging down the tracks with the first official segment of the day, my friends.
Word on the chain.
Oh boy, kids, we got lots to talk about today. So we will dive right into it, as always, with your current crypto prices brought to you courtesy of CryptoBubbles.com. As always, I just show you the phone because it'll freeze up the whole damn show if I bring it up on the screen. Lots of red bubbles. Lots of red going on in the market today, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what's happening, but it ain't looking good. However, relax. I still showed up today, didn't I? It's all good. Top 5 utility tokens, IMO, in my opinion. Going forward, we start off with Bitcoin in the one spot. BTC at a price per of $16,612 US. Market cap of 320 billion. 24-hour volume of 15 billion. It's down 0.1% on the hour, down 0.9% on the day, and down 2.3% on the week. Ethereum in the 2 spot. ETH current price per of $1,175 US. Market cap of 144 billion. 24-hour volume of 4.5 billion. Flat 0 on the hour, but down 0.7% on the day and down 6.1% on the week. How about letting ourselves flow slow and low if we let it go? That is the tempo. Speaking of let it go, boy, oh boy, has Flow done that to itself. Sitting at a price per of 75 cents. Now, this is NFAB, SFA, not financial advice, but spectacular fucking advice. That is awfully cheap. That is the cheapest we have seen it since we have been talking about it on this doggone show. Will it drop a little bit more? Who's to say, who's to know? But that might be a hell of an entry point, especially with the things upcoming with Flow. And we will be talking a lot about Flow on the second half of this show. A lot of rhymes, so let me get on with it. Market cap of 773 million, 24-hour volume of 17 million, down 0.6% on the hour, down 2.1% on the day, and down a whopping 20.1% on the week. Yikes. Polygon, how about a little Matic for you addicts? You degenerates. It's at a price per of 78 cents USD. Market cap is 6.8 billion. 24-hour volume of 302 million. A flat 0 on the hour. Down 3.8% on the day and down double digits, 11.8% on the week. The big story of last week. The last one. Rounding out the top 5 utility tokens, in my opinion, of the future. Solana. Sol. Bounced above that $12 threshold again. It was on the slide. And now it's up to $12.08 USD. Definitely still down from that $13 mark we were talking about at the beginning of last week. $4.4 billion market cap, 24-hour volume of 182 million, up 3.3% on the hour, down 2.7% on the day, and down 7.9% on the week. there you go. There you have it. Nothing else major to report as far as the cryptos go. You can stop watching the charts. You can take your eyes away and focus back on the show. It's not going anywhere. It's staying plateaued. You can just stop worrying about it. All right. Now, a couple of things in relation to ETH and Bitcoin prices and stock and crypto and NFTs and all this shit. A couple of things I wanted to make you aware of while doing my research today, getting back up to speed. Not that I tap out. I don't tap out on the weekend. I always stay going, but back up to speed on a Monday. There's all types of new shit that rolls out first thing on Monday morning. So, per JP Morgan and the StoneX Group, there is potential for around $100 billion in stocks to be sold off by the end of 2022. So that could be massive for this space, for the IRL stock market, the NASDAQ, the S&P 500, all that shit could be going fucking down. It could be the beginning. We could have thought we saw a drop. We could see more of a severe drop. Now, hold on. Well, let's go a little bit. I'll get positive. I promise. I'm getting positive soon, but we just got to be real. And nobody's talking about this stuff. And we got to realize the impacts it's having on our space, crypto, NFTs, Web3 as a whole. There is a high likelihood, also per JP Morgan, that we could enter into a recession, a very high likelihood of a full-on recession in 2023. However, let me get positive. Once again, did I show up today? Am I still here? Is my goofy face still looking at you right into that doggone camera? You better bet your bottom dollar it is, sweetheart. I ain't fucking going nowhere. I ain't leaving. And if you get down in the dumps, if shit fucking happens to, hit you one time, you get caught with a hook, as we all do from time to time. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, foe. It won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Hey, just keep stopping by. Get your mental vacation. Tap out from all the usual bullshit and come hang out with your boy Cap. What the hell? Why you want to be in all the negativity and all that shit all the time? We got to be realistic about it. We got to let you know what's happening. But then we get positive and we talk about all the possibilities of this space. So let's talk about some of those possibilities. Word on the chain has it. Item number 2. Who knows what's going on with Binance? But they are acquiring $1.02 billion, roughly, of the bankrupt Voyager Capital's assets. CZ and company attempting to make things right for the former clients, customers, users of the Voyager exchange. Who knows what play he has in mind here? Who knows what he's got going down? We've seen what happened the last few companies that have tried to acquire these bankrupt companies' assets. Is a monopoly forming with Binance? Are they going to be the only exchange left after all this rubble is cleared from SBF and FTX? I don't know. I just tell you what the hell's going on, and you can dive deeper down the rabbit hole and formulate your own assumptions from there. But now, let's talk about some real fun stuff. Hold on one second. Wow. Shout out to Grandpa Ape Country Club. If you guys didn't see, I got my M2 Mutant this weekend. Ooh! Full set on them fools, man. I got my OG M1 and my M2. I'm talking about the man is literally on fire. His hat is on fire. Oh, I'm telling you what. I was pretty damn excited. If you can't tell, I'm still fucking excited that happened. But excuse me. Word on the chain has it. Item number 3. Daniel Allegre joins the Yuga Labs team. Say, who the hell is Daniel Allegre? Well, he is the former president and chief operations officer of Activision Blizzard, who oversaw Call of Duty and World of Warcraft, 2 of the franchise's most successful games. He actually stepped down on Friday. Peace out, he says. See you later. After all the years of all the good, all the money, all the leveling up, I'm gone. Sayonara. And I'm going to the metaverse. He has officially announced alongside Yuga that he will be joining them as their new CEO, replacing Nicole Muniz in Q1 of 2023. Muniz? Yeah, Nicole Muniz. His focus will be the development and launch of the other side. What? Wait a minute. I mean, I know you could probably draw conclusions there, but what does this mean for the other side? How successful is Activision in Call of Duty and all the games that Activision has been a part of? I can't name a bad game that Activision has ever been a part of. And now their guy that's literally spearheaded most of that success over the course of the last, it's been about 3 years now. I mean, well, in that position, I don't know how long he had been with the company before that, but that's massive. That's huge. That's crazy. Now he's coming into this space and you're worried that things are going down. You're worried that this space is going to go away. He's been big. I also saw an article that said Allegre joins Bored Ape Startup. Startup, with the emphasis on startup. It is time for business. It's time to buckle down. And I do believe, I don't know if it's going to be immediately in 2023, but 2023, I do believe is going to be rather interesting for NFTs, Web3, and the future of this space. Am I going to say mass adoption? Hell no. But there could be a lot more people coming in, especially with this major announcement and how many gamers play Activision games. Call of Duty, most notably. This is absolutely massive. Look forward to seeing what Daniel Allegre does for the Yuga Labs team. Oh, I got some graphics for the next one, my friends. Word on the chain has it. Item number 4. Got to get you up to date on the old Trump NFTs, huh? Why not? Oh, boy. So over the weekend, the Trump digital trading card NFTs hit a high. Excuse me. Coffee. Hit a high of 0.839 ETH. They almost hit 1 ETH. That was roughly around $1,200 this weekend. So people were making money left, right, and center on these things if you got into it early. There was one that sold for 37 ETH. This bad boy right here, owned by Rockefeller. It is the number 2 ranked Donnie Trump in the collection. And you can see right there, 37 ETH after the airdrop. Bought 4 days, sold 2 days ago for 37 ETH. Oh my gosh. Here's your current floor price though. 0.279 ETH, which is equivalent to about $330 right now at current ETH prices. The best offer in WETH is not too far below that. 10% listed with 15,567 unique owners. You say, how the hell is that possible? If you didn't know, 45,000 piece collection. They've done just a little over 6,500 ETH in volume, and that ownership with the item, the collection size, adds up to a 35% unique owners. Now it gets better. Here's your floor. Here's what some of these look like. He's dancing. You know, he's got his number 1 hand. He's got his 45 boxing gloves. He's a cowboy, for crying out loud. If you got your hands on this, congrats to you. Glad you were able to make a little money, turn a little bit of a coin, if you will. However, there's some big stuff here. Apparently, ladies and gentlemen, he being one Donald J. Trump, stole all the artwork for the NFT collection. You heard me right. Allegedly, Donnie stole the artwork for this NFT collection. Now, not all of it, but a good majority of it, some people are alleging. It was stolen from websites of small apparel companies, Shutterstock images, and even outfits from stock images on Men's Warehouse, NASA, Amazon, and Walmart. That's massive allegations. Will lawsuits follow? Are these big companies going to get involved? Is this true, or is this people just pissed off because they didn't buy one of Donnie's 45,000? I don't know, but you will wake up Monday morning and that's all anybody wants to talk about in regards to these Donald Trump NFTs. I had to wade through the Donnie Trump trading card NFT weeds just to find you any other news to bring here, for crying out loud. Was this just a Donald Trump rug? Pump and dump turned into a rug? I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. He did make $4.5 million, and the only news that's come out is that his artwork was stolen. Is this utility going to come true? Is he going to provide the benefits? I don't know. I can't tell you that. But if you bought in early and you had an opportunity to flip one of them sons of gun around 0.75, 0.8, you ain't mad about it. You ain't upset about it for 1/2 second because you only paid about $100. So there's your updates. I don't know if this is going to turn into a rug. I don't know if lawsuits are going to follow, but you better believe, bet your life, that we're going to keep up to date here on Word on the Chain with every bit of news that comes out, because holy cow, it is going to be wild, I feel. Word on the Chain has it, item number 5. Let's take a gander here. What's going on? A social NFT platform has raised a massive seed round. It is called Revel. You can find it at Revel XYZ, and they raised a $7.8 million seed round led by Dragonfly Capital. Led by Dragonfly. See, not as hard as I originally made it up to be in my head. Apparently, Revel is aiming to be, or they already are, because you can get it on the App Store and Google Play, the Instagram combined with Robinhood of NFTs. Now, take all the bad shit out of Robinhood. I think they just used Robinhood to kind of, give a little bit of layman's terms, some connection for the Web2 people. And Instagram. Everybody loves Instagram. And Instagram's already kind of dipping their toe into the digital collectible game. You've seen some collections already sell out like that on Instagram. So what is Revel doing? Apparently, in layman's terms, again, creators on the platform, and that's anybody. I didn't see any requirements or anything of the sort. Apparently, you can mint your content and people can buy it and support you. Now, I got a bunch of graphics. This is absolutely wild. I couldn't believe this, but I had to mention it. So, I think I'm going to get involved. I think I'm going to download the app and see what this is all about. But check out Revel. The rules: grow your net worth by collecting and making good trades. Notice how they capitalize net worth. We'll come back to that here in just a second. Collect 3 assets from one creator, one common, rare, and unique, and start receiving harvest assets from the creator by locking them in a series. That sounds like passive staking. Well, active staking to me. That harvest by locking them in a series. That's what that sounds like to me. Mint your initial collection and gain assets to trade with. Get collected and unlock the ability to mint more. Okay, that's interesting. So I went on. They got more graphics. They say how to play. Apparently, this is like a creator game. You collect a series from another user. This earns you a bonus asset harvest each time they mint. Getting your own series collected by other users. This enables you to mint more. You mint a collection. To mint a new collection, upload 3 photos. Assign a rarity type to each of the 3 photos, a unique, a rare, and a common. You can see photos minted in 10 editions, 5 editions, 1 edition for each of them, and people can collect a series. Collect one of each rarity type from another person to achieve a series. A series can be made using assets from multiple collections. What in the world is Revel doing? Series equals harvest. When you collect a series, you're eligible for harvest. Harvest is an addition from any new mint by the person you collected a series of. Series unlocks minting. What are they doing over here? And this is already available. This isn't to come. You can download this right now. Collecting a series also unlocks a new minting opportunity for the person you collected a series of. Likewise, you can only remint once someone has created a series from your assets. Oh, what in the world? Okay, back to net worth. You see it there, how they capitalized it earlier. Here it is. This is where it all comes into play. Revel dollars, RVS, are an in-app currency. There's your utility token. There's your passive staking. All assets have an estimated value in RVS. Estimated value is calculated based on offers people put on assets and recent asset sale price. You can earn RVS through good trades, earning harvest, and by minting new collections. Net worth and balance. Your net worth is comprised of 2 elements: the estimated asset value of all the assets you own, the balance of RVSs that you own. That's crazy. That's absolutely wild. I stumbled upon this today. I didn't even know it existed. And again, this is not something, oh, to come, it may be, it might happen. This is already there. That's revolutionizing the creator economy. That's bananas. And I would be ignorant to not slide over to the App Store, or if you're an Android user, Google Play. I don't pass any judgment on this show, even though you're an iPhone. And I got to check that out. And if it's not limited to like a big creator, and there's already massive TikTok users, and I was reading into some of the people that use this, there's massive people who use this stuff. So potentially something to look into. Revel.xyz making big moves. But my friends, our guest of the day has joined us in the green room. So it's officially time. I got a couple other items. We'll get to those tomorrow because we got an electric conversation about to go down on this show. It's time for the second segment of the day, my friends.
DOORkeepers.
What? Why didn't you play? What's going on there? Hold on a minute. DOORkeepers. I don't know what was going on there. That ain't never happened in all my days of pressing that button. All of a sudden, the transition just decided not to work. What kind of cockamamie bullshit is this? Well, we had internet issues on Friday. Now we got transition issues. Hopefully, okay, we've crossed both of those bridges. We don't have to cross them again. But my friends, it's time to get on your feet and put your hands together for a man who is an absolute legend in this space. If you don't know, you won't know, but you are about to get familiar quick, fast, and in a hurry. He is the co-founder of the Pirates of the Metaverse, of which I am a incredibly honored holder of that project. Hey, I got my ETH and I got my flow. You always know I'm letting it flow slow and low on this show. He's the co-founder of Drip Studios. He used to be an employee of Microsoft. Maybe we'll learn a little bit about that today, but now he's a full-time DGen. NFT OG. He's Basie 5447 if you want to go check that out, whatever you fancy yourself. And he is a builder of Web3. My friends, he's been going on kind of a podcast tour around Web3, if you will. And we are lucky enough that he's decided to stop by the Door Show. My friends, on for his first appearance, hopefully of many, the legendary Crypto Papi.
Colton, what's going on, my man? Wow, what an intro. Hey, I love it. Thank you for that. I'm blushing.
It's what I do. I keep telling everybody, I'm just going to quit the podcast and I'm going to follow everybody else around in Web3 that's already made it. They're doing their projects, and I'll just go space to space introducing them. I think I found my niche.
By the way, you're stuttering a little bit for me. I think it might be me, so hopefully we don't have too many problems.
Yeah, I've been having some weird internet issues over the past couple days. Xfinity has me totally cornered into their niche, and I can't get out of their contract. So hopefully it goes all right today. We'll see how it goes along. But how's everything going on your end of the world? You're in the sunny West Coast, a little bit better than my 20 degrees here in the Windy City right now. How you do today?
Toronto, so it's cold up here right.
What temperature are you working with right now?
Probably just below crazy cold, but you can see we're gearing up for a lot of cold.
Oh man, you're kind of glitching out for me. Maybe if you want to try and reset the connection, and come back.
So,
Yeah, we're glitching. It's glitching bad, and I don't want to miss anything. Any good stuff you got to say?
Let me try it. Weird. This rarely happens to me, but
I know. Yeah, if you just want to try and reset it, and then we'll bring you right back in. No big deal.
Okay.
Cool. See you in a second. Hey, it's all right. We got the intro in. We got him going. I could tell it was glitching a little bit. That was weird. But hey, that's why That's why you got your boy here. No, no worries, no harm, no foul. Hey, what? Oh, hey, other word on the chain items. Look at that. I always come prepared. What do you know about that? Did you guys hear that Elon is stepping down as the head of Twitter? Yeah, apparently that's an official thing. That's going down. He is going to be putting somebody else in charge, but I don't know who that's going to be. He is abiding by the poll of Twitter. If you guys didn't see it, and of course I voted no, and I'm not scared to tell you guys I voted no. I mean, come on. But apparently 57.5% said he should get the hell out. So he's abiding by the poll, and we'll see how that goes. Twitter is in some hot water. We'll see what happens. I don't know what's going on at Twitter HQ, but what I do know, he looks 100% better. I mean, it just looks like we're back in action here. Let's bring him back on the show. The legendary crypto Papi. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. I think we're in business now.
I hope so. I think I know what it was. We got sick children at home and a lot of people at home streaming, so I just shut the entire house down.
I think that's exactly what it was, because you are crystal clear now. No glitches, no nothing. So let me hold on one second. It's just bear with me a moment.
Oh, I just slipped.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on Crypto Papi. Crypto Papi, I thought you were on the West Coast. Don't know why I thought that. You're in Toronto. I've heard you say that a million times. I think I was just all over the place. I don't know what was going on. But in Toronto, cold as all hell. It's 20 degrees Fahrenheit for me. Everybody always makes fun of me because I'm a stupid American. I can't do the Celsius conversion, even though I know it's really easy. What are you working with up there? Is it cold as all get out? How are things going on your end of the map?
Yeah, it's getting cold for sure. It's time to get the winter tires on and buckle up and hibernate for the winter. Luckily, we got Web3, so this is where I spend all my time anyway.
100%. I never leave the house as it is. So, hey, what do I got to worry about the cold for? But man, let's get right into it. I said already 3 times on the show as I was diving into it. I've been waiting to get you on the show for so long. I know you have been building Pirates of the Meta, Drip Studios, everything you guys got going on in the future. We'll get into all of that, but we do less shill and more chill on this show. So I want to know about you first, my man. I mentioned a little bit, you were formerly at Microsoft, and I saw how you dove into the Web3 rabbit hole, or for those of us who've seen the video, should I say, plunged into the pool of possibilities. So give us a little bit of your IRL backstory. Who is the legendary Crypto Papi, and how did you fall into the Web3 rabbit hole?
Yeah, hopefully I don't start it too much because you were starting for me, which means I guess something's still going on. But let's hope we can get through this.
You're good.
Oh, I'm good?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay,
so.
sorry.
You're good for
I
me.
just saw it started. Okay. How I fell into the Web3 rabbit hole. As someone that was just passionate about technology, pretty much from the day I was born. By the time I was 8 years old, I was opening up computers and asking my father, who was into computers, what all the different components of a computer were. By the time I was 14, I had my own business, upgrading and repairing PCs. So I've just always been super passionate about technology. By the time I was 21, I got hired on Microsoft. It was kind of like always a dream for me to work for Bill Gates. When I was younger, at that time, Bill Gates was like, the current Elon Musk, right? Who attracts a ton of talent in a very passionate way. But anyway, so I've just really been in tech my entire life. I love technology. I love emerging technologies. I'm always passionate about like whatever's coming next that maybe hasn't totally been discovered. That's what I built my career off of. To put it in one way that I've said it to other people that I've in tech is that I always prefer to be the big fish or the small than the opposite, because and normally that's where kind of there's lots of opportunities as long as you grow, and of course you take some risks in that you never know whether that emerging tech is going to actually become something. But I've always kind of built my career that way, and I always kind of like by commodity, then I'm just kind of like bored, and so when I in 2017, I mean, that for me in terms of like, hey, here's emerging technology, a couple of bull markets, and at the end of 2017 was just a huge bull market that onboarded me, just like I'm sure many people got onboarded in 2021 very similarly. Really looking at like the technology itself, and you know, in 2017 a lot of the explanations they had for the technology were still kind of like pipe dreams. When the bear market hit in 2018, 2019, there was really, you know, not much money to make. So like you didn't spend your time figuring out how the heck you know, how do I trade this or make money on opportunities here and there. Don't get me wrong, but it felt very much like we're in right now, where people are a lot more passive. People aren't just they kept reading about the technology while I was, you know, obviously still employed and working in Web2. At that point, I was working as a IT executive. Just found my like pulled into this direction of Web3. Again, IT executive at Web2 was just the same stuff I've been now. And COVID hit. I was at home, a little bit bored. Canada was locked down a lot more than I think. And so I just started YouTubing like you. I was just talking about basically crypto and whatever whatever came to mind. And somehow down that path, I found NBA Top Shot as like the first real NFT that I you know, I'd seen some of the other NFTs or more into like the one of one art, but for me, I'm not to one art market didn't really trigger me. Shop being a sports fanatic, love, you know, got lots of collectibles. You can't really see them right now. You know, just like the perfect storm for me to like FOMO into something that I thought I could see as being like a potential future household name. And throughout that journey, Top Shot, I found Bored Ape, and I found kind of the concept, and that's it. That's it. I was hooked for life, and here I am.
I love it. I love it. Man, I am so bummed about the internet sometimes. I picked up a big majority of that. I was writing some notes, and man, I don't know if I'm still spotty on your end, but you were still just a little bit spotty and it was kind of glitching out. I don't know if you want to try resetting the whole browser. If that'll
Let me
just
try.
reset
Let me.
everything for.
Yeah, man, this never happens to me. I have like a
I know that.
really good
So,
internet
so do I.
on
That's what
top of
I've been
it.
having. I know I've been having internet problems too, and I'm like, what the heck? I pay for all this internet. What's the point? So yeah, if you want to try resetting everything, it's all good because you got great stuff, and I want to dive into a bunch. I got
All
so
right,
many notes already. So yeah, come back.
let me go. Let me go do a hard reset, and I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Perfecto. Oh, yeah, I know he's got a bunch of good stuff. For those of you guys that weren't really picking up on everything that he was talking about. So, as far as kind of what I picked up, and I was trying to scribble down notes. So he's always been into IT. He's always been into tech. He always wanted to ask his dad, hey, let me open this up. Let me figure out what this part does, that part does. And he did so much of that he owned his own business by 14. He starts building. He starts growing. He does a little bit of this. He does a little bit of that. He said a quote there that I really, really liked. Being a big fish in a small pond, being the early mover, the first person, you know, not taking a space that's not taken up, not oversaturated, and going out on a limb and being the one that takes the risk. What do I talk about all the time? Being the one that is willing to go after your dreams, turn them into a reality, even if it doesn't exist. And it's burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul. You got to get it out. That is your duty, whatever is there. And obviously, that's what Papi is about. So can't wait to get him back on. This is gonna be dope. He's a sports fanatic. He in 2017, when the bull was raging, that's when he got in. That's what he was talking about. And much like a lot of people that got in 2021 with COVID, all of that stuff, yada yada. And as he started to invest more, he found flow, wouldn't you know it, letting yourself go, and found NBA Top Shot, which a lot of people a lot of people, more than I realized, got involved in the space in NBA Top Shot. Like a lot of people have NBA Top Shots. And now, I don't know if you guys saw me tweet yesterday. I saw a commercial for NFL All Day and Own the Moment. Absolutely insane. I mean, Patrick Mahomes is sitting there. You want to own the moment. What moment would I own? I would own this moment. Like, that's the opening 3 sentences. And it's just, he's like, something 2021 versus the LA Rams. 2 minutes left. Something, well, I don't know. He goes down this whole thing, and then it goes into this whole rabbit hole. And NFL only at NFLallday.com. So that's massive. That's, I don't know what's all coming with that. I think the Super Bowl is going to be huge. Huge. It's going to be huge. It's going to be huge. And then he found this NFT space once he started jacking around with the old NBA Top Shots. Found the NFT space, found the Bored Apes, obviously got in on them way earlier than any of us did. And he's been moving and grooving ever since. So we'll dive into Microsoft. We'll dive into the Pirates of the Metaverse. We'll dive into Drip Studios. I hate the fucking internet. You know, like, I don't hate the internet, right? But I hate the fucking internet. Like, internet, very useful. Okay. Hindsight, very useful. A lot of browsing things. Hey, you can find everything about you at your, everything you need at your doggone fingertips, right? Very useful. But explain to me, somebody tell me why every time you need to use this shit, it don't want to work. Every time you really need it, the moment that this got to be on the P's and Q's. It's on the A's and Z's. Like, what is with these doggone things? What is it with these stupid freaking internet? I mean, and it's 2022. It's 2023 in 2 weeks. How are we still fucking with internet? How is internet still jacking up and laggy? And you know what? Let me get on my soapbox for a minute while I'm over here or up here, wherever. Xfinity, let me tell you, Xfinity, you have just doggone about, I don't know what. I'm about done with you. I don't know where the hell I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm damn near about to just stop internet. I don't know how I'm going to have this show, how I'm going to make anything, any content do it. I don't know. I cannot explain that to you. What I do know is that Xfinity is on some bullshit. Now, they've been just cutting off my internet. They've been doing random shit. You've seen what's happened with this show. Fuck, I had to finish it with Kelly on Thursday via my damn phone, for crying out loud. What type of cockamamie bullshit is that? However, apparently, they need to update stuff, and they need to be working in my area all the time. I don't really understand why. Then, when you say, hey, look, you're costing me moolah, cash moolah here. What the hell's wrong with you? You're fucking up my show. You're fucking up my job. What is wrong with you? Oh, wouldn't you know, they no longer have any representatives, because even though unemployment's at 3%, nobody wants to work, and apparently specifically Xfinity call center representatives. So I call into this joint. Hey, thank you for calling, Colton. And I fucking 000. Give me the fucking representative. We cannot do this at this time. Could I help you with this? I'm like, no, representative. No, you can't help me. Representative. No. Oh, I can assist you. There's not a representative available at this time. And I was like, bullshit. Representative. Finally, it kicks me over to the representative, and it's another automated system. It says, sorry, there are no representatives available at this time. Please try our text service, or whatever the hell they call it. I don't even know. They send me a fucking text, and then I got to go through this whole rabbit hole. The same thing I just did on my phone, like this. Now I got to do it like this. And then they say, oh, hey, if you can't solve it via text, then we'll bring you back on the phone and you'll be able to talk with somebody. Couldn't solve it via text. Who would have thunk? Dropped me back to the phone, and I got stuck in an endless loop with Xfinity. So, needless to say, internet has not been the thing I really want to talk about as of late. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we got this fixed. This time around, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a gander. Let's see. Hard reset done. The man, the myth, the legend, Crypto Papi, back on the show with us. Oh, he looks great now. He looks like $1 million.
Let's see what happens.
I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, but you look great now. Hey, this is good. This is good. No stuttering. Hey, all right, we might be somewhere, Papi. We might be somewhere. Let's go. So I was telling everybody because I take notes furiously. How I kind of recapped how you got your start in the space and NBA all day, and or I was talking about NFL all day, NBA Top Shot, and I definitely want to dive into that rabbit hole and some of the stuff there too. But you said a quote that I really, really, really like: being the big fish in the small pond. I've never heard it said that way, and I thought that was really cool. Just being the early mover, being the first to something, right? And that gives you the opportunity to be the big fish, to be the people, to be the person that people look to. And I had a question because you said you've been in tech. I mean, you've been in tech since you started your first business at 14, right? You shared that too. So I put out a graph yesterday that said where we are right now with NFTs, Web3, all that jazz, blockchain technology, everything all encompassing is the same with where we were at with the internet in 1998. And it was kind of showing the same amount of users in the graph and stuff. Do you feel, well, I know you're only what, 31, 32 years old, so I know you don't know too much about that point in time. But what kind of comparisons can you draw? Is it comparable? Is it kind of the same? Are there differences? What does it kind of feel like when that time was first coming up and everybody's like, emailing, that's nonsense. Web surfing, that's stupid. Why would I ever want to do something like that?
Yeah, like so I can't remember the year, but it probably was in and around that time that one of my summer jobs, I was working at it was an internet show event that was put on downtown Toronto at the Convention Center. It's pretty big. I don't even know who put it. I just know somebody got in touch with me because I knew about computers, and they were like, "Hey, can you stand in our booth at the show and just explain to people what the internet is?" I remember we were using web crawler at the time, and you had a whole bunch of people just come up to you and say, "What is this internet thing that you guys I keep hearing about? What can I do with it?" And I would say, "Well, give me a topic that you enjoy." And then, this lady would come and say, "I love cats." And then I would show her like a bunch of cat pictures on web crawler. And that was like my first real exposure to the internet, as well as I was working a lot back then. Computer guys, we were all like into hardware and like software and programming. But the internet was just coming, and we were into bulletin boards. But the internet itself, as like a search engine and access to information, was really just about to start. And so, I think, was your question where we are now compared to then? What does that feel like? It feels very much the same. Maybe we're slightly more mature. Like when you see things like today, I don't know if you caught the news that the Bored Ape Yuga Labs
I was talking about that earlier.
Activision's CEO. I mean, holy smokes, guys!
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is
Thank
big.
you. That's how
Like,
I was reacting. I was
dude,
like, how is nobody talking about this?
this is big. Like you're talking about one of the biggest gaming companies that was acquired by Microsoft, by the way. Not that the sale is official yet. It's still going through its regulatory processes to get approved. But you are talking about like Web3 poaching, probably the biggest person in gaming that I can think of. And so, it does feel a lot like in those times. And I think it feels like it's just the beginning. And so, yeah, we went through our first kind of bull cycle. I wasn't following the stock market in 1998, so I'm sure tech companies were getting investments left and right by then, and everybody was looking for the next unicorn. And that's how it felt like Web3 was up until like a couple of months ago. That certainly early 22, late 2021, there was a lot of that going on. And so we're probably past that initial phase, the really, really speculative phase. And I think we're in for what's going to be a lot of building over the next couple of years. What's probably going to be a bear market for a couple of years from a investment perspective and making money, but it could even be much longer than that. But the important thing is that I really do feel like we've moved into like the building stage, and this is where really like the people building now, 5-10 years from now, this is where I believe the true Amazons and Microsofts and whatever other big companies will be born.
The members of the Diamond Hand fam know why I'm smiling so big, because you took the words right out of my mouth. It's the exact thing that I say on this show almost every doggone day. Is I think the people that are here right now and building, it's much. You briefly touched on investments and how it'll be a bear market for probably a good amount of time. It's probably not going to come all the way back, even if a touch in 2023. But the people that are staying here that are building, those are going to be the Amazons. You said it, the Walmarts, the Microsofts, whatever the case might be. Those are the people that are going to be locked in here for the long term, and I'm really really excited to see what that future is, what the people who have been here and withstood the bear market, because we saw a bunch of people come in, and we've seen even more leave, and it has been a wild time, and the space is definitely about liquidity right now. We'll stick a pin in that, and we'll come back to that, because I want to touch on a couple more of those points. But speaking of a project or focused on the future, and a project that's focused on the future is the Pirates of the Metaverse. And we I said at the beginning, it's all chill, no shill. So I'm interested to just kind of learn some things, maybe you haven't been talking about. I'm sure you've been diving down the flow rabbit hole and this, that, and the third. I know you love that stuff. So we'll definitely touch on that. But right off the jump, what how special has the Pirates of the Metaverse, the collection, the community, what has it meant to you? Because I mean, I'm in the community, right? But I'm kind of on the outside looking in. I'm not always involved. When I can, I get on spaces. I talk to everybody. I mean, I know Mikkel really well. I've known her since I got in the space. She's come on this show before. But what has that project meant to you, and how has the experience been really starting that project and kind of going through the phases of building?
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned Mikkel, because I really do think that I think the makeup of our community really stems from the people who were initially involved in the project and sort of like fall in love with the characters that Tommy had created and that Luis had made up in his head, and we all sort of fell in love with the concept and the potential that it had, and our approach to marketing was a very organic approach. At that time, the belief was that you couldn't even survive, or you couldn't even build a community with an organic approach, because there's all sorts of interesting things that happen in the backgrounds that some people know lots about, others don't, in terms of like how to push a project forward through influencer pumps and all sorts of different tactics that projects use, and many of them successfully. And we were always against really doing anything against our morals, anything that we didn't believe, anything that we thought was short-term thinking as opposed to long-term thinking. So it obviously felt like a huge grind for us, because for us to get to like 500 followers, 1,000 followers, and you're watching these other projects moon in terms of like the community they were building, it felt difficult, but at the same time still felt like we were doing the right things. And so, why I bring that history up is because I think that it's really important to understand our community today. And our community are people that many of them have been involved along the way from the beginning. And if they haven't been involved from the beginning, then a good friend of theirs was. There's a chance that they came in through word of mouth and through friends and family, onboarding friends and family members with this sort of attitude of um, we're not here to promise anybody any financial success in terms of Pirates isn't about investing. You're literally buying a collectible. And the only thing we can promise you is that we wake up every day. We work to move the brand forward. It's definitely a longer term vision and a process. You can't, I think the days of brands mooning out of nowhere are gone. I think it's going to be very
100%.
difficult, but it's still not the way that we want to grow. So I think we define organic growth. And I was just on Schiller's stream last week, and he was like, I don't understand why everywhere I look, I'm seeing pirates and, comparable in terms of like, yeah, we have 21,000 followers on our Twitter. We don't have 100,000 followers, 500,000 followers, like some of these projects that launched in the bull market did. But if you look at our community, it is still super, super active, very passionate. And at the end of the day, like I always say, it's built on trust. It's built on trust that we're all kind of working to grow the brand. And that we wake up every day to do that. And I think that's why our community has such great vibes.
Yeah, I agree with everything you're saying. I can't wait to see what the future does hold for you guys, because I know that it's been the commitment from the beginning. And it will come back to the liquidity. I'll tie everything together here in a minute, but I'm just I don't know. I'm just grateful to be able to hold one, right? I won one and it was wild, and I've locked in ever since. I kept talking about it. I was like, man, I want to get a pirate. I want to get a pirate. It's just kind of out of my price range at that point in time. And then I won one in a random giveaway for a different community. I was like, well, let's go. And it's actually the one I'm rocking on my Twitter right now. If you guys are watching on Twitter, it is the one. And I did get my pirate on flow as well. So, hey, I've been staying up to date. I've been keeping up with everything. But, you mentioned at the beginning, you guys battling that adversity, for those of us that have been around from the jump, about the Discord drama, about all the stuff that you guys have battled, and you're still here. You're still doing Walk the Plank. You still got Turtle. You still got all of these people that are just so damn cool. And I've had an opportunity to just build a relationship outside of the community with some of these people, and it's just been awesome. And I don't know if you want to speak on that at all, just like some of that adversity and why you guys keep showing up. You are focused on the future and everything all in between, but despite all the adversity, launching in a bull and it turning into a raging bear, so many times you could have packed it in, but you guys haven't. Why is that?
If you think about the reason why from day one we said that we wanted to be a cross-chain project, it's not a gimmick. It's not doing something that other people haven't done or thought of before. But really the root of the reason is because we feel like knowledge is power. And so when our goal was to build something that would allow us to learn and explore and experience Web3, because what Web3 is today, and we're early enough that it's going to look completely different in 5 years. We have no clue what blockchains will survive the bear market. I don't think a year ago anybody would have been talking about the fact that Solana would be in the situation that they're in now, where they were literally like grasping on strings. And it doesn't mean that they're gonna fail, but you couldn't have imagined like such a big blockchain, especially as it relates to Web3, with a ton of builders on that side, very capable builders. You wouldn't have. I don't think anybody could have predicted the turn that Solana took. And so we've always tried to teach that to the community, that we really don't know what's going to succeed. The most important thing that we can all do, us as founders and you as a community, is literally learn right now, explore, experience. We don't know what's going to happen. And so, that's why we show up every day, because we're here to kind of learn ourselves and try stuff and break stuff. And at the same time, make sure that our community can experience that. So our flow drop wasn't about, hey, airdrop, I get this token, now I can sell it for money. It has nothing to do with that. It's about we're giving you an identity on a different blockchain that you can now take and explore the Flow world and what Flow has to offer. And there's lots of pros and cons to all of the blockchains, right? And, it's very apparent the cons that Flow has in terms of like the KYC, the less decentralization, and people ask me about that. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's the downside of Flow. And that's why we're here, to show you that not everything is the same, right? And so I think that's why. And as we were talking about what's the best way to kind of use this time until we potentially see another bull market and who knows when, it's really about acquiring knowledge. It's about experiencing things, breaking things, fixing them, because I really do think that things are going to look probably much different. I even say this to people: don't close your mind to the idea that something develops beyond NFTs. No clue what it is. I wish I did. That is the thing that takes us to the next level, right? Maybe NFTs as we know them today end up going through this huge change. Be open to that, because when I was in crypto in 2017, the idea, what everybody was talking about was tokens go up in price, make everyone rich. But what actually ended up happening is the first bull market related to crypto. Okay, the first one was actually DeFi, but the second bull market related to crypto ended up being digital collectibles. Nobody was talking about digital collectibles in 2017, except the very few fortunate small group of people. Why I'm bullish on Flow is because Roham, the founder of Dapper, was one of the people that was doing NFT stuff in 2017, but it was such a small group of people. And, look what happened. Those that were building OpenSea, I mean, when the 2021 bull market came along, they saw a lot of success by investing their time in something that really, I mean, I don't know that anybody could have imagined what was going to happen in 2021 would happen.
100%. Man, so many great rabbit holes go in there right now, Papi. Let's go. So I love Flow. I obviously, as soon as you guys announced with Gaia and everything you were doing, I said, bang, all right, I'm in. I'm getting my 2D and they ain't got to ask me twice. I ain't got to do nothing else. I've had TJ Lasigue on this show. I'm good friends with TJ. Awesome. CEO of On the
Love
Moment.
TJ. Love TJ.
Oh, great guy. And Jolly Jokers and everything they're doing over there. I just think that is so cool and so interesting. I mean, I saw it come across my timeline. Somebody with Jolly Jokers got sent to the Bears-Eagles game yesterday just for holding the NFT. I mean, he's like, I haven't been to an NFL game in years. And I got to do this just because I bought this NFT for $200. I mean, that's pretty fair trade if you ask me. So that segues me back to something you were saying, and I 100% agree. It's so funny how on the same page we are. I say a lot of the same things you do every single day. You've been watching my show, Papi. What the hell's going on? But be prepared for something to change. I think NFTs as we know them as a whole are going to look totally different. I think NFTs will only be but a minor segment, and the ability to invest or maybe make some money is going to be almost an afterthought. I think it's going to be the games, the music, the food, the fashion, the sports, all that stuff. Those are my 5 big industries that I think are going to be something massive. But unfortunately, those industries aren't going to offer liquidity. They're going to offer you crazy utility, amazing value. But back to something I said earlier, the space is all about liquidity, right? So here's my question to you. Right now, we're at a really weird spot, right? Everybody's chasing liquidity because it's no question. You could look around to many projects we run around with or have connections with, and it's like, why is that floor price there with everything they're doing? That makes no sense. Here's my thing. The normies aren't coming in and spending their money because if they cared about the money, they would already be here. They also don't know if the utility really is real yet because they've heard the horror stories in the media. And oh my gosh, the rugs and this and that. Ah! And then on the flip side of the coin, you got your degens that are saying, oh, you haven't seen a community like this before, and it's some pixelated nonsense coming out just to pump their bags. And hey, I don't hold any bones about it on this show, Papi. People want to dance around the truth, and I don't do it. So where do we go from here? You know, is it going to take a complete change of the way the market looks, and what does that kind of look like? Or what are your thoughts in general? Just what brings us back to kind of a sense of normalcy in NFTs?
Man, it's a loaded question. And maybe one way to answer it is like in terms of like how would someone that's in this space today, like how should you approach this market, not knowing really when the macro will change, and maybe even for much longer than we think it will, but also not knowing what is kind of like the next big thing. I think looking for the next big thing is not what we should be doing. I don't think that we should be investing in NFTs. I'm not, and yes, I'm biased because I'm a founder, so I don't look at NFTs as an investment anymore in that sense. But I genuinely feel like if you come into this space, like for example, somebody brand new, if somebody was starting today in Web3, I'd say the likeliness of them getting wrecked is pretty big if they're coming in with the thought process of I'm going to mint something, flip it for 10x, make money, and be an NFT trader. I think that's a very, very difficult skill set in this market when most things go down. It's everybody's a great trader when everything's going up. Way harder to make money in a market where everything just goes down,
100%.
Right? So I would approach this market, and this is also a bit cliche, but it really couldn't be more true today in terms of like looking at the teams, the founders that are experiencing and learning the most from whatever they're doing now. I would approach this market. I would tread carefully. Cash is definitely king in this space. I actually, my portfolio has changed significantly from 90% NFTs, 10% crypto. So actually, 2017, 100% crypto. 2018, 100% crypto. 2019, 100% crypto. 2020, 100% crypto. 2021, early, I made a huge flip. I sold almost all of my crypto. I did a video actually where I sold all my Bitcoin first. That was the first thing I sold, and put all of that into NFTs. And now I'm back to I'm a lot more crypto, ETH in particular, because I'm just so big on it. Than NFTs themselves. And the NFTs that I do have, I'm genuinely trying to just be a collector. I'm not FOMOing in. I'm not spending stupid money, because you can pick your opportunities. There's always someone desperate to get liquidity in this market. And so you can take your time, collect the things that you genuinely like, and with founders or teams that you feel are going to be learning from kind of whatever we go through for the next couple of years. Because at the end, and be open to I may not be buying NBA Top Shot anymore, but again, I'm big on the things that Flow is doing, on the type of brands that they're bringing to the market, and on what they're learning from building what to me still feels like the upper deck or the Panini of sports collectibles from a digital perspective, right? So if I look at that and I say, well, these guys are going to learn the most. I mean, their user base has gotten wrecked. Some of them got very rich, became millionaires overnight. And then the majority of them now are in a situation where they all got wrecked. But as a company, as a business, you can learn a lot from that. And so, will they get things right eventually? How do they pivot? What does their next collectible look like? I do still feel like there's a lot of power in the knowledge that they're gaining now. And so that's how I'm personally approaching this market, knowing that at this point, it's impossible to predict when it'll turn around. And I just think if you go in with the expectations that you're in this market to make money, you're inevitably just going to get wrecked.
100%. I speak from experience on that. I have definitely changed my investment type in my portfolio and what I do. I mean, there was a point in time where I was just chasing degen mint after degen mint after degen mint. And life as a crypto trader or as an NFT trader is not for the faint of heart. I will tell you that. I quit it about as soon as I started it because you mentioned it. The 10x trades have jaded people's view of investing. That is unheard of. To be able to 10, 20, 30x your investment overnight, hell, even sometimes in a 6, 7, 8 hour period is absolutely wild. You're not supposed to be able to do that. So I think so many people have got locked in the thought process of that's how my investment should go every single time. And if that's not how they go, then they're a complete failure. And I might as well undercut the floor of this project because it's not going anywhere. And I think that takes us all the way back to kind of how we started down this track of NFTs are going to be something totally different. They're not, you got to look for stuff that is going to provide you that long-term value. And something that I'm very interested. You see how I just always tie everything in here, Papi. Something I'm very interested in some of that long-term value with the Pirates is the game, right? And everything you got coming. And you don't have to go deep down the rabbit hole. If somebody wants to hear you shill about it, show up to a space Papi on and let him shill his heart out, for crying out loud. But the future of gaming, where do you see that? How does Pirates play into that? I know it's a big thing you guys talk about every single day. So what do you see as the future of gaming, NFTs, Web3, everything all combined?
Yeah, I think gaming is that it is really, really, really easy to explain utility to someone with gaming when it comes to NFTs, right? When you try to explain to someone why does a Bored Ape cost, at the time $500,000, it's very, very difficult to explain and for them to grasp like the reasons why people were buying Bored Apes at the time, which had absolutely nothing to do with utility and more about culture and community, and luxury items. But gaming, as I onboarded a ton of friends and family into the space in 2021 and early 2022, the reason why that they ended up getting it is because the way I described NFT to them is I was into Zed Run at the time, and Chicken Derby, and like it's very easy to explain to someone. Well, you buy chicken, you race chicken, and you make money with chicken, or you lose money with chicken. But you play game, it's
play game, make chicken.
you buy chicken, race chicken, and it's like it's very easy. Oh, so people's critique of NFTs is like right click save. Like we all know why you can't right click save an NFT. I would say, well, yeah, you take my NFT, you right click it, but you can't race it in the game. And I got the token that can race in the game. So it's very, very easy to explain to people. And so I think that has the potential to be a massive onboarder of normies into Web3, even while let's say it's a 5-year bear market. I still think that this will, just because we're in a bear market doesn't mean that we won't mature into Web3. And one of the areas that you can really see maturing is the utility of gaming and the concept of digital ownership and being able to actually take your asset and buy it and sell it and understand transparently what's the supply of that asset, who owns those assets. I think that over time, there's going to be a natural transgression to every single game will basically be some way blockchain enabled. Some will be more centralized than others. But it's only obvious, and I think with the Activision CEO moving over to Web3 now, that has an influence on others, on people that work with him, on people that looked up to him. Now they're going to be like, well, wait, why is this guy left literally this Web3 thing? By the way, most of the people I still talk to at Microsoft who are friends of mine still don't even know what Web3 is, and these are people that are in tech. So I'm sure gamers are still in that. They hear about this Web3 thing. They think it's a scam. That's all they know about it. Nobody wants blockchain-based gaming. But now you've got talent coming across. That's a very visible talent that people know in the space. And it's just the obvious play for me. And so for us, maybe I can't remember, but it was probably 8 or 9 months ago. We were really thinking about what is the best way that we can explore this Pirates of the Metaverse brand. Like, where do we think it fits well within all of the different things that we could do with a digital collectible, basically? And one of the things about having Tommy as my cousin and co-founder of the project is just like he's a creative genius. He can just create lore, he can create characters. And when you look at the Pirates, you can see that they were created with already a vision that these characters could look great in a Netflix series, but also look great in a game. And so, our differentiator is that we can create really amazing art and music that would fit really well into a game. And so what we did was we made that decision, said that's where we want to be. That's what we want to do. We want to explore the play to earn at the time as it was being called. But not with this, like, we're not blockchain maxis, right? We just like to build cool stuff, and blockchain disappeared tomorrow and there was new technology tomorrow, I would run over there too. And so we want to build something cool that eventually people are having fun playing with, and then then tie it to sort of the blockchain and the play to earn concepts. And so that's kind of how we agreed. I mean, we had lots of like whiteboarding sessions. One of the easy things to say to yourself when you're building and deciding what a roadmap looks like is, what are some of the things that do extremely well when you're kind of going through a bear market and then eventually see a bull market again, is like infrastructure stuff. So like the guys building OpenSea in 2017, as we said, did quite well in 2021. And so because infrastructure plays, they also get like great investment, easy to explain. They're usually solve a problem and it's easy to explain. And so we had a lot of talks about, should we be building an infrastructure platform? Should we be building security platform, which we're super interested in? But really, at the end of the day, we're creative agencies, the way that we see ourselves. We see our strength in being able to create really cool concepts from a creative perspective. And so, long story short, that's why we took the path down gaming, and now we're kind of like all in. And we've certainly been learning a lot about this space, being in it now full time for 6 months.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. And it just, I love how you didn't give away too much alpha, but to people paying attention, all those fancy things he said means there's a lot of shit coming, and they are staying up and spending a lot of hours. And I know you have been busy building some great stuff. So I can't wait to keep seeing it roll out. But you mentioned again the Daniel Allegre, the COO, former president of Activision Blizzard, right, coming over to Yuga. What does that mean for the other side, right? Like the other side, first we all thought, okay, it's going to be just Basie centered, right? And obviously, you being an OGA holder and Macy and the Kennel Club and all that stuff, you're heavily involved, right? What do you think that means? Where does this go? What does this tee up for the future of the metaverse? Oh,
Yeah, it's what I do know. What I don't know is, at the end of the day, will other side drive value back to the Bored Apes? I have questions about that. I'm not convinced that it will, to be honest. So, selfishly as a Bored Ape owner, when I look at other side, I think I don't know that there's value beyond what we've already seen with the Bored Apes and the fact that we got other side land and ape coin and stuff like that. But I do think, again, those times are going to normalize. And so what is incredible is that you have what I consider the top Web3 company now poaching the top Web2 gaming company, coming together. And, I hope the relationship works out, because it's not even a given that it will. But I mean, you've literally got the right experience at the table to merge these technologies together and to hopefully do it in the right ways. And so that is what excites me the most. And I don't, I imagine this will take a long time for them to figure out. A lot of people speculate about what the other side is, and I bet you they still don't know what it is themselves. Okay, so I'm not putting them down in any way in that they don't have a vision. I absolutely think they have a vision for what it could be, but I think that even they would be very open to other side developing and maturing and them pivoting if they had to, because at the end of the day, we're all still trying to figure out what this all really is. So we have the right people at the table now. I trust both of them to be the right people to try and solve what it is that we're going to want to do in the future. Because I'm also not so convinced that we're going to want to spend our days in a completely immersed metaverse the way that it's often described. I think the chances that the chance to me that we'll spend all our time in that environment is slim. I think we spend all of our time on Twitter, right? So that's easy because I can be at dinner with my family and kind of tweet on the side, and you can be at church and tweet on the side. But it's so there's also something to be said for that. And so I don't I don't see this world yet where it's this Ready Player One world where we're spending all of our time immersed in it. I see it as just one aspect of our lives. It's as much as maybe I'll go play FIFA for an hour sometimes, late at night especially. I could see that use case, that being a use case for it. Or maybe, okay, you know what I could see use case? Maybe I want to go see my psychiatrist in the metaverse, and I want to do it in a more immersive way. So I have a meeting that's just a very specific use case. But I don't find that we're going to be walking around in metaverse aimlessly. I think it's going to be very intentional, like why we go in there and what we do there. And then we come back to real life because we have to. And so, yeah, it makes me bullish for the right people being at the table and trying to solve, how it is that we're going to make use of the metaverse in the future.
What do you think's coming on Christmas?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. I've been asking. I've been trying to bump elbows with as many Basey holders or get in as close to the Yuga ecosystem as I can, and trying to find out. Do you think it's other side related? Do you think it's? I saw some people like posting similarities in the color with the I can't think of what it's called now. The RTKT FT or that thing.
Yeah, the
new
Wagmi-san.
Yeah, the Wagmi-san, that thing. They
Yeah.
compared that. Like, you think it's gonna be a special merch drop, like Christmas gifts? Like, you got any predictions, or you just, hey, buckle up, let's see what happens?
Dude, I'm so busy with pirates and doing our thing that I'm the worst speculator, because I just sit back with the projects that I'm part of and I wait till
Yeah.
they come to me, and I'm not involved in like all of that speculation about what could potentially be coming. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you see a collaboration with projects like Wagmi-san where they get to try out the other side as well. So maybe there's again another demo where we can jump in, try out the other side, and this time with potential partners. But everything is on the table. The trial of Jimmy the Monkey is so interesting because I so have zero clues about what that's about. I can't even imagine what this Jimmy the Monkey is and why there's a trial. Like, I can't wrap my head around any of it. So I enjoy just kind of sitting back and hearing the news more than just trying to speculate on what could be coming.
I love it. Also, I'm really interested to see where Yuga goes. You talked about it just kind of being more of a business, and maybe this whole thing doesn't drive up the price of Basie, and who knows what comes in the future. But I saw a lot of articles a day, especially with this news with Daniel coming out, just Basie startup acquires Activision COO, Basie startup, this small business startup. They're starting to view it more as a business now. And I think it's time to get down to business. And hey, maybe Basie never sees the highs it once did. I highly doubt that's possible, but at some point in time, but maybe that's just one little thing. Hey, you were the OG investor in us. You guys are going to get paid out for all eternity. Just wait till you see what Yuga is in 10 years. It's the next Amazon. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I actually one thing that less speculative about what could happen, but one thing that I wish as someone that invested on day one and saw, I think, the rise of Yuga Labs and Bored Apes, and what I felt the reasons was that it was growing. I think a big part of BYC is I see them as a future luxury brand. And yes, they're apes, but I don't see them any different than Hermès or Burberry or Louis Vuitton, and the same reasons why people shop at those shops and buy luggage or handbags that are 10 times what it would cost you in many other places is because of the status that it brings, and kind of like it really is just the status that and the feeling that it makes you feel good that, hey, you bought this really nice thing. And so I think that's what Yuga created in Web3 through kind of like the use of the PFP and people building their brands. And so I hope that they don't forget about that side of it, and how do you, I don't know what their focus should be there, but I don't necessarily see things on the roadmap about making apes not available to, but because it is a luxury brand, it should be a luxury brand. It shouldn't be available to everybody. I also don't agree with that. And there's another really big project that's doing that, and I kind of stay away from it for that reason. But I do think that they need to push the concept of BYC as this like Soho club, as this place that you belong to, where you have access to information, and information is power, right? And so a lot of the focus right now is on the gamification and the other side and all that. But I hope they don't forget about what actually made them successful in the first place. It wasn't the fact that they know how to create dope games.
100%. 100%. I think that's why so many of the names are involved that, from the highest celebrity down to people we talk to every single day. And I've been talking to a lot of those people recently. I've had a lot of ape friends since I came in the space. Obviously, Duncan being on the Ether Bruce team. I've been friends with Duncan Rogoff since the beginning of my time in this space. One of the first people I ever met. And I've really gotten involved with a lot of Yuga asset holders over the last few weeks, last few months, just trying to see what that future is, where it goes. So I love the perspective. I love that thought of, make it a little more inclusive. It doesn't have to be for everybody. And maybe a segment of their business they do later is for everybody. But Basie is that lifestyle brand. It is that exclusive limited edition. I think that's really cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and I think it's within their means to really take it upon themselves to teach normies about Web3, because there's a big misconception with normies and what these ugly apes are, as they call them. They don't understand it. So who better, who has more attention than them? Who better to teach others that, we're not just here to speculate on prices. Not the reason why Yuga Labs exists, and there's a lot of benefits to digital collectibles that they don't understand yet. And so, I think they could be responsible for onboarding a whole whack of people if they did it the right way. And it's not necessarily going to be the other side. That's a very, again, specific use case of people that are going to go use the other side.
My gears are turning on just how big Yuga Labs could become. That's got me really thinking now, and I think that calls for a V2. Like I mean, hey, I've had a lot of fun today. There's been some great conversation. I mean, I tend to agree with a lot of people that I have on, but you did be taking the words out of my mouth, left, right, and center. We got to dive down more rabbit holes, Papi. So I'd love to have you on another time. We got one more segment, but hey, if you'd love to come back on, man, we would love to have you.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having me. Great chat. I really do love just shooting it up and just having conversations with like-minded people in Web3. And so happy to come back anytime.
Absolutely. We will definitely make that happen. And yeah, I said at the beginning, it's all chill, no shill. I would rather talk about the things nobody is. And then if a member of the Diamond Hand fam doesn't own a pirate, they say, oh my gosh, I like this Crypto Papi guy. Let me go check out what they've been talking about a little bit. The pirates. Oh my gosh, I look into it. Wow, I really like this. And then they can go sweep on their own. We don't have to blow them with all that stuff. We're doing our own research, hence the door. I always say that, and that's what we're helping everybody do. Research not only the projects, but the people. And what do they know? What are they talking about? Where are they at? And hey, maybe it gives me a little legitimacy from time to time. You know, I ain't been in this space long as you've been in this space, and we're saying a lot of the same stuff. So hey, maybe I know what I'm talking about from time to time, or maybe I don't. Who's to say, who's to know, Papi? But the final segment of the day, my friend, you don't know about this segment, but no guest ever escapes it. Finish the sentence, Crypto Papi. That's right, my friend. 10 hot seat sentences. I promise I won't make you use the brain too hard. And I won't feel the nerdy, the dirty, well, maybe the nerdy too, the nasty, I won't go crazy on you. But I start them in your perspective. You finish them in your perspective. Are you game?
Let's do it.
All right. Question number 1. Starting off with a softball. Who wrote these questions? My favorite Christmas song is...
I want a hippopotamus for Christmas.
You can...
I don't know if that's the name of it, but you know that song, right?
Yeah. You can't tell you have any kids or anything.
Exactly.
Let's go. Oh, man. Number 2. In my opinion, the best movie ever made is...
Oh my God. So it's impossible for me to say the best movie. The movie that stands out to me that I watched somewhat recently was the Adam Sandler Uncut Gems on Netflix. Just gotta watch that. And I guess a movie even better than that I think is one of the best movies ever made is Wolf of Wall Street.
Always. On a daily basis, I consume enough drugs to sedate half of Manhattan, Long Island, and Queens for a month. I used to know that whole line. Had a poster on my wall in college. Oh, I love that movie. Number 3. My favorite munchie / snack food is...
Doritos. I'm a sucker for chips. Salty guys.
Oh, you and me
I'm a
both.
salty guy.
Why are you the same? Why are we the same person, Papi? I swear, I go to the grocery store, I get at least 4 bags. I gotta have a variety. I'm messed up. It's a problem. Number 4. Speaking of food, if I was a refrigerator, the one thing I wouldn't allow to be kept inside of me is...
What? What does that even mean? I can't even wrap my head around the question. If you were a refrigerator, if I was a refrigerator.
If you were a refrigerator, if I was a refrigerator, the one thing you wouldn't... The food... You're living in the house, right? You're Crypto Papi Refrigeradero. The owner of the house opens up the door. You say, Joyce, no way, John. Get that shit out of here. What is that item?
It's interesting, man. I am like not picky at all. There's not much that I would ever say that about. I guess I guess anchovies. And to be honest, I'll even have anchovies But that's probably the thing I like the least in, that I can think of.
Mine is mayonnaise. Keep mayonnaise
What?
out of the
I
cap
love
refrigerator.
mayo.
No. Keep it on the shelf. Hey, you know what? Hey, mayonnaise, Hellman's, wherever you're at, if you're watching the show, just turn the truck in the opposite direction. You don't even got to come here. Just go Crypto Papi's way. Forget that shit. No thanks. Won't find it in the cap fridge. Number 6. If I was a superhero, no, I'm sorry. Number 5, I skipped one. What the hell? But we'll make number 5 since I already said it. Number 6, number 5. Number 5. If I was a superhero, my superpower would be.
Damn. I speed. I just like to be fast because I used to say 2 things when I was a kid. I want to work for Bill Gates and I want to play in the World Cup. And one became true. The other one didn't because I lack speed. And so I just want to be fast. That's all I ask for. I'm a simple guy.
Crypto Flash Papi. That's what it
Yeah,
would be.
exactly.
Crypto Flash Papi. There you go. Number 6. If I had intro music play every time I entered a new room, the song I would choose to play is.
Oh, I'll tell you the genre. It's for sure. Well, maybe we'll go with the artist. It would be something Bad Bunny related. Some hard reggaeton, Bad Bunny stuff, something like that.
Little Titi Me Pregunto. Who knows?
Yeah.
Coming in vibing. Hey, I listen to some Bad Bunny from time to time. I know what you're talking about. Come on now. Hey, look. There's a common joke amongst the Diamond Hand fam. I'm white-sican. Okay, I think I got the wrong parents at the hospital. I don't know what happened. I got they keep telling me I got too much flavor for all this white going on. I don't know what it is, but hey, I concur. I agree. Number 7. If I could morph 2 animals to make one super animal, the 2 animals I would choose to morph are
an elephant and a cheetah.
Ooh, elephita.
Damn.
Now that is a scary ass animal. Are we going the size of an elephant or the size of a cheetah?
Somewhere in between.
Ooh,
but the elephants are super smart and cheetahs are fast. And I like speed. So
and them tusks and the speed and the trunk and man, that's one of the best ones on the show. The Elarita. Wowza. Or Elafita. Get it right. Elafita. 3 more and you're out of here, Papi. I can't thank you enough. Number 8. If I had to teach a class right now, the subject would be
blockchain. 1,000%.
Easy.
There's nothing else anybody should ever be talking about in school right now.
Let's go. Didn't even have
to
think.
Blockchain coding. Right down to it.
I like that. I got a lot of friends that are in JavaScript, and I've been telling them, like, yo, slide on over here, hang out from time. Oh, they don't use JavaScript. I'm like, yeah, they do. Come hang out. Number 9. The one item I use a lot and would happily be the spokesperson for is.
I've never, ever changed my deodorant. Old Spice. I've never changed it, ever. So Old Spice, sports collection, let's go. And plus, they have like the best spokesman. They have the best commercials. I'd love to be him.
That would be an electric time. And like all the new ones that they're coming out with. There's some great damn Old Spice commercials. All right. Crypto Papi, the Old Spice spokesman. Number 10 in the cherry on top of the finish the Sunday. No, not the Sunday. Finish the sentence Sunday. Said that backwards. Hey, I mess up from time to time too, kids. If peanut butter wasn't called peanut butter, I would call it
mush butter.
Ladies and gentlemen, peanut butter, now known as mush butter by the legendary Crypto Papi. Oh, let's go. Absolute electricity, my friend. thank you so much. Thanks for being a good sport, closing out the show with finish the sentence. Thank you for all your knowledge, all your insights. Yeah, I know you're an extremely busy man, and take the time to stop by the door. I am forever grateful. I've been a huge fan of yours since I first entered the space. I've been following you forever and ever and ever. And now to have my own platform, to have built my own company, my own brand, and to be using it to hang out with you and talk about your platform and your company and your brand is pretty damn cool. So shout out to you, Papi. Anything else burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul you've been dying to get out that we didn't touch on for anybody tuning in today?
Yeah. First of all, the honor's mine. Thank you so much for having me. Like I said, super entertaining. Love you as a host. Be down to do it anytime that you're down for it again. Maybe as we have more updates, we can talk about some of the updates. Especially maybe as if people start playing the game at some point, then we can talk about that. We do have as most people know, right? Our business Drip Studios was founded as a business and not just the Pirates of the Metaverse project, but we do want it to be a sustainable business model. And we have been hard at work working with a partner Web2 company that is entering the space for all of the right reasons. I've hinted at it here and there that it has something to do with charity, and someone that we're working with that really loves Web3 for everything that it stands for, and we've partnered with them, and we are launching a brand with them that we've been hard at work on, that should be coming maybe end of this week, maybe later next week, but at some point very soon.
Elizabeth, it's the big one.
We're very, very close to launching this brand, and I'm super excited about it. For those that have been wearing headphones on your Twitter, because I tweeted out like months ago, hey, put your headphones on in support of what's coming. And I see lots of pirates wearing the headphones. You're finally going to get to see what these headphones are, what the brand is about. And I'm super excited to get to show everybody this.
Let's go. That's awesome. I remember you guys hinted at that a while back ago, and I've just been following the little updates. That's awesome. I appreciate you mentioning that. And end of the week. Oh, let's go. Or maybe next week. Hey, no pressure. That's big alpha. You drop a big alpha here on the door.
It's soon. And like very, very soon.
Let's go. That's awesome, man. I can't wait to hear all about it.
Turn on your notifications. I will definitely start to let you guys know soon. And I'm excited to share and see what you think.
Let's go. Shout out, Papi. Thanks for dropping a little alpha to close out the old show there. We appreciate you not only as a founder, but as a friend, as an electric guest, as just a legendary NFT OG, my friend. I appreciate you. But there is one specific way I close this show out. And if you got an extra second to stick around, would you like to do so with me?
Sure.
My friends. That's it. That's a wrap. Paper or plastic. Put a bow on that some beach. Episode 128. Holy smokes, does time fly when you're having fun. Of the Door Show is officially over. No mas, no mo. Time to get on up, get on out. But before we do, a couple of things I and the legendary CP need to remind you. Number one, it is a magnificent, nay, a marvelous, nay, a magna marvelous Monday to be alive. The rest is up to me and thee, and I'm choosing to push around some PLP. It says it on the damn mug, so you know it. That stands for peace, love, and positivity for those of you that are new to the acronym, and I humbly ask you do the same. Maybe dash in a little bit of kindness as you go on about this Monday as well. Why, you may be asking yourself? Well, it costs 0 fiat. 0 ETH, 0 SOL, and 0 of any of them other shitcoins you care to be invested in right now, you doggone degenerate. Quit spending your money on a market that ain't going anywhere for the time being, and just start doing what's free. I hope you have. The legendary Crypto Papi hopes you have a spectacular rest of your Monday, unless you have any other plans. And last but certainly not least, being that this show, you see it down there in the corner, is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, we ask that you remember at DHM, we don't only hold, we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Appreciate the hell out of you guys for all your love, all your support, hanging out. You had 1,000,001 places you could have spent your time today, and you chose to spend it here. Thank you for doing so. Thank you to our legendary guest one more time for taking the time out of his extremely busy schedule to hang out with us. You guys are allthebomb.com. Can't thank you enough. Appreciate you letting me stay on the consistent, persistent pursuit of my passion every single day. Until the next time, or on the flip side, in the spaces, in the discords, or in the voice chats within those discords, I will see you again. But for now, my friend, peace
And love.